E-commerce versus local businesses. Which one should you pick for your agency? Now, this is a question that I get asked a lot. And people, they just don't really know whether they should, as I said, go for the e-commerce niche with their agency or whether they should go for the local business niche. Now, for both, there really is pros and cons. For some personal experience for you guys, I actually started out in the local business niche. I was started out with the real estate agent niche, which is actually classified as local businesses. But now with my agency, I'm actually within the e-commerce niche. I've got 7 clients and they are all in the e-commerce niche. So what I want to cover in this video is, which one should you choose, why I chose what I've chosen, and then obviously from there you can really just make a good decision in terms of which one you want to move forward with. So when you're starting out, I do recommend you actually go with the local business niche, and here's why, okay? Here's why. First of all, getting results is so much easier. It's like so much easier to get results for local business niche. It's unbelievable how much easier it is. Second thing, getting clients for the local business niche is so much easier as well, simply because you probably have around 50 to 60 within your area alone, never mind going kind of global with it as well. It's so much easier, as I said, to get results, so much easier to get actual clients, because as I say, there's so much more to choose from. And really, there's so much more niches to choose from within the sort of broad local business niche. So obviously you've got dentists, gyms, restaurants, real estate agents, law firms, you've just got so many. And then within each one of those, within each dentist or gyms or whatever, you've probably got, like I say, 50 to 60 around your area alone. So yeah, it's much easier to get clients. To get a lead for the local businesses, it's so easy. Just run literally a native Facebook lead gen ad. When the potential person goes in and actually claims the offer or whatever it is that you're offering, all of that information's already placed into the native lead gen ad. All they need to do is literally hit claim my offer or whatever it is that you've put at the bottom, and that's a lead. That's a lead that you can send to your client, and that's a result, right? Because that's what you're optimizing your ads for, is leads. And then obviously from there, your client can call them up or bring them into their business and take it from there. You're probably thinking why would I go with anything else? It's local business is super easy to get results for, super easy to get clients, make money with it. You know what I mean? There's probably what you're thinking is, why should I go for anything else? But as I said, I started with real estate agents, which is the local business, right? And it was good, but here's my problem with it, okay? So it was really good. I got a few clients and whatnot, getting them amazing results, as I said, because it's really easy. But here's my problem with it, okay? So just because you get your client, for example, with my experience, real estate agents, just say I got them, which obviously I did, and I got them more than this, but 20 leads, right? If I got them 20 leads and I send over those 20 leads to my client, if you get working with the wrong client, then they might think, oh, okay, that's great, I've got 20 leads from this Facebook ads guy, right? But then if their sales process isn't good, if their process, taking a stranger to, or in this case, taking a lead that we've provided them, if their process of taking a lead to closing them in terms of actually getting money or getting the sale, whatever it is, if that process is really bad on their end, then it doesn't matter. You could bring them 100 leads. You could bring them 100 leads and they make no money. So they would look at you and think, automatically, people just in life in general, they don't like to think they're the problem. They always like to put the blame on somebody else. So then they're gonna automatically think that it's you. The leads you're providing just aren't good enough. So then, the LTV of a local business client for you and your agency is much lower in my experience, it's much lower than an Ecomm or an info product client. And I personally think that's the main reason. And also another reason in terms of why I don't like the local business niche is because just simply I just didn't have a passion for it. You know, with the real estate agents, like I'm saying, I was getting clients and whatnot, but I just didn't have a passion of generating them results and actually doing the work that I'm selling them on. As I said, I just didn't have the passion for it. So that's kind of the pros, obviously, and then the cons of the local business niche. Now, for the e-commerce niche, I'm not really going to be able to sell it too well to you because, you know, getting results is much harder than the local business niche. Actually getting the clients is much harder as well. Granted, I have recorded another video on this channel called how to get 2 to 3 meetings per week, and that goes with the e-commerce niche, you know, how to get 2 to 3 meetings per week with e-commerce clients, and that goes through the exact process that I've actually gone through to get all of my 7 e-commerce clients. As I said, that's gone through that exact process, so make sure you go watch that video because that will really help you out in terms of how to get e-commerce clients. But it is harder than, you know, going and getting a dental client or going and getting a gym client. And then obviously once you've actually signed them up, getting the results is much harder as well. That said, okay, you know, for me, I prefer this. I know for some of you, you may not prefer this, but I prefer it because I'm fully in charge. Myself and my agency is fully in charge of actually getting them the results, if that makes sense. We're fully in charge of actually generating them results. Obviously, going back to the local business example that I said, you know, with the sales process, if you bring somebody a lead and then their sales process in terms of getting that lead to pay or sell, you know, getting a sale from the lead is bad, then they're gonna put that blame onto you. So with the e-commerce niche, you can kind of get a good idea of their sales process because you can literally act as the customer. You know, you can go onto their website, you can add a product to the cart, you can then go and finalize checkout. Obviously, you don't always need to make the purchase, but you know what you can see where I'm going with it. You can get a good feel of how their process looks. If it's good, then you want to reach out. If you end up getting that client, then you know that their sales process is good. So you are fully in control now. So now you can create the best ads possible. You can create the best ads possible, and you know that, you know, it's probably going to result in purchases because their sales process is actually really good. So that's another perk of the e-commerce niche. You know, you can just really get a good idea of how good their sales process is, which then will make your job much easier as well. And there's really no blaming you in terms of the results. Obviously, if you can't get them the results, then there is going to be blame put on you. But if you're good at running Facebook ads, you know what you're doing, then, you know, you're gonna get the results and they're gonna literally see the return that you're generating them, you know? They can literally see that you've spent $1,000, for example, and you've actually brought them in 5,000 or whatever. So if your, you know, if your service fee is $2,000, they're gonna be happy paying that because you're bringing them 5,000 profit every single month. So, you know, you really got to choose which one you'd rather go with. As I said, I started out in the local business niche, moved to the e-commerce niche because I actually have a passion for generating the results and actually doing the work within the e-commerce niche. So it obviously just helps with everything in terms of actually the service delivery. I can get amazing results as well, which keeps them coming back. It's funny, I actually got one of my first referrals last week from an e-commerce client that I currently have getting amazing results. They referred me to another client, and now I'm also working with that client as well. So as I said, they're the kind of pros and cons of each one. But there's really no harm in, you know, starting in the local business niche just like I did, and then getting to, you know how the business works in terms of the agency signing, you know, finding a client, signing on a client, working with the client, getting that like one-on-one time with the client, how to handle the client and all that kind of stuff, running the Facebook ads for them. Even though your objective is different for each one in terms of like the result, obviously one you want a lead, the other one you want a purchase. But you know, there's no harm in starting in the local business niche and then migrating your agency and transitioning your agency into the e-commerce niche, because that's exactly what I did with mine. But obviously if you want to start off in the e-commerce niche, then go for it. Watch a few of my other videos on this channel, because as I said, you know, I really specialize in the e-commerce niche. So I've got videos on this channel going through exactly how to actually get results for e-commerce clients, and also how to actually initially get the e-commerce client as well. So I hope this kind of cleared it up for you. And you know, based on this video, you can really make an educated decision in terms of where you want to take, you know, which direction you want to take your agency in. And then, you know, from there you can really start scaling things up once you've got everything locked down. So I hope this helped, and I will see you in the next video.